I want Sun Jinwoo to pop out and show some people. You know what I mean? I need him to pop out and show these people who Sun Jinwoo really is. Like, I get the humility. I get it. You want to keep a low profile. You don't want everybody in your business. You just want to stay in the dungeons, fight, level up, do what you came to do, be S rank. I get it. You don't want to tie yourself down with attachments and all that stuff like that, sign into a specific guild or the association. I get all that. But show these jokers who you are, brother. Show them who you are, and then make them sign an NDA.
Yeah, woke up this morning, feeling that shine. Whole team got the glow. You can see it in the stride. Got me feeling brand new, feeling brand new, feeling brand new, feeling brand new. Got me feeling brand new, feeling brand new, feeling brand new, feeling brand new. Yeah.
What up, YouTube? It's your boy JusRzd, and today we're here with another edition of Ray's Reviews. Today, you already know what time it is. We're reviewing Solo Leveling, episode 5. And so, this particular episode, man, all I'm gonna say is I appreciate the humility of Sun Jinwoo. However, I just want him to pop out and show somebody just once. Just once. I just want him to pop out and show somebody. This whole episode could have been over very quickly had he just popped out and showed. But instead, he wanted to be the humble guy and just kind of observe how they did things at the Hunters Guild, which I ain't mad at. I get it. And because he went that route, and unfortunately because of the nature of the A-rank dungeon, team almost got wiped out. But we started this particular episode pretty much where the last episode left off, where we see Hae-in. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but forgive me if I'm not. Hae-in pretty much confronting Sun Jinwoo, seeing why he was back there, seeing what was going on with him. She has a very distinct thing with her nose where all hunters smell bad to her. But for some reason, Sun Jinwoo didn't smell bad. And she kind of violated his personal space by sniffing him. But she was like, he actually smells kind of good. What type of hunter is he? Maybe it's because he's an E-rank. I don't know. But he's smelling kind of good. I was just like, all right, Sun Jinwoo, just pop out and show just real quick. But he kept it humble, kept it low key. And I get it. He about to be the next S rank. He's gonna be the 10th S rank in Korea, and he's just trying to keep a low profile before his status gets updated. So I get it, brother. I get it. But I just want you to pop out and show one time. But anyway, so he pretty much hides his dagger. She notices that as well, but thought she was tripping. And he kind of removes himself and comes back to his senses and like, you know what? I'm gonna just finish out the workday with y'all, and we gonna keep rocking. And even the extraction people, the collection team was just like, man, y'all finished super quick. And the head person of the collector team was just like, yo, you want to come work for me permanently? Because we've been finishing a lot quicker with you on the job. And Sun Jinwoo, of course, was like, nah, I just did it because I had some free time today. And he was just like, well, can you at least show up for one more day? And he was just like, we got double duty tomorrow. We got a C rank dungeon and an A rank dungeon. And he was just like, And he was just like, yeah, they're gonna have two different strike teams. They're gonna have one in one dungeon, and then they're gonna have one at this A rank dungeon as well. Taking care of the, of course, the strike team takes care of the magical beasts and stuff like that. And we just gotta collect them. And so we see Sun Jinwoo kind of intrigued, and he kind of gets roped into it because he never technically agreed to go along, but because he was asking questions, he was just like, hey man, just show up tomorrow, I got you. And he was just like, well, I mean, so he shows up the next day, enjoys time kicking it with the fellas. It actually kind of reminds him of when he entered the double dungeon in episode 1, where he had like the group that he was used to chilling with as they did dungeon raids, like D-rank dungeon raids and stuff like that, the group that he was with, that was almost like a family, because they were such weak hunters, they always showed up at the same jobs. And so it kind of reminded him of that. And so you see him kind of taking that stance when it comes to just enjoying the time with him. And it was kind of nice to see him in like a familial type of attitude and jovial type of sense. And they clear out the C rank super fast. And they're like, dang, we finished way quicker than we were supposed to. So everybody chilling. Then we get introduced to a new character, A rank hunter, Ki-hoon, Sun Ki-hoon. And he's like, yo, we need anybody want to volunteer for to pretty much carry our tools and stuff, carry our supplies. The person we had didn't show up. And so he's asking around the collector team, and nobody's offering. Everybody's just like, "Hey man, that A rank dungeon's too strong for us. Ain't nobody trying to get unalived. Not today, not today." So we gonna pass. But Godspeed, my brother. But we trying to survive tonight. And then we see Sun Jinwoo offer his services. He's like, "Sure, I'll join." And everybody looking at him like, "Bro, you an E rank. How you finna join? How he finna join? He finna be unalive." And so we see Sun Jinwoo join the squad. He's carrying the supplies. He meets all the people of Sun Ki-hoon's squad. We see the second. This is just the secondary strike team, so he hasn't even seen the top tier strike team. He's only seen the second tier strike team, and they're filled with multiple A rankers and a couple B rankers. And he's just like, man, no other guild would be able to have 2 strike teams and this be what the second strike team looked like. Like multiple A rankers and a couple B rankers, like that's crazy. And so they enter the dungeon, and off top, Sun Jinwoo gets an odd feeling. He's like, I don't know, something ain't right. And then he notices just how much different the A rankers and the how much different the secondary strike team is. Like their senses, they all whip into action without any signals, without any directions, and they get attacked by some dungeon jackals. And they're like, yo, why are dungeon jackals in this type of dungeon? They're usually only in C rank dungeons. Now we're in the A rank dungeon and we see dungeon jackals. Something is weird. And they notice, Sun Jinwoo points out that they got collars on. So it's like somebody got him here as like guard dogs or a pet or something. And so they look up and they see some high orcs. And they're all red and they're massive. And the A rankers are kind of struggling against them, not gonna hold you. And Sun Jinwoo's just watching them just kind of struggle against them. They flexed on the jackals, but of course the jackals are like C rank enemies, so it's just like that's easy work for an A rank hunter and a B rank hunter. And even Sun Ki-hoon is struggling, but the whole squad is kind of struggling against the high orcs, and they're kind of about to get slaughtered. One dude got his arm cut off and got it healed back, but still, just to have to feel that your whole left side gone, like that's crazy. But Sun Jinwoo sitting there observing everything, and he's just like, you know what, I just can't let y'all just sit here and get murdered. Like I can't let y'all get unalived in my presence. So he uses some stuff magic and just starts to go to work on the high orcs, and he starts pretty much not slaughtering them, but he's slowing them down. So he's cutting the back of their heels, he's slicing their jaws, slicing their necks, cutting them around their shoulders and around certain weak points of their body, just to slow them down and make them sluggish, so that way the secondary strike team can look and feel like they're the ones that are actually taking out the high orcs. And it's interesting because we also find out later on in the episode that one of the magic users in the secondary strike team actually notices that Sun Jinwoo was using stealth magic, and she's like, yo, with all these high magic users, you gonna use stealth magic and act like won't nobody gonna notice? She was like, but it's alright, I'm gonna let him live because he has to have a reason to why he's hiding the fact that he's doing this. And they all pretty much address Sun Ki-hoon, and they're like, yo, if we were attacked by high orcs like that, and they feel they're just kind of like, yo, we got hit with the dungeon jackals. Now we getting hit with the high orcs. I don't know, something ain't right about this dungeon. Like, should we leave? Should we regroup? Should we call the primary strike team and then we can figure this out later? And so Sun Ki-hoon's just kind of sitting there, and even Sun Jinwoo's kind of observing him, like, yo, if he got any smarts about him, he'll withdraw. And lo and behold, Sun Ki-hoon was just like, yeah, we should exit. He was just like, I'm not trying to have us out here getting slaughtered or nothing like that. We should definitely exit. And so he decides to go ahead and exit. The secondary strike team goes back to the entrance, and there is now a, like, the blue gate that they entered into is now like purplish. It has like some enchantment on it, blocking their exit. And so they're like, yo, can any of our magic users dispel it? And they're like, yeah, we should be able to with some time. And they, as they're trying to dispel it, they feel a surge and a rush of magical power. And even Sun Jinwoo was like, yo, why didn't we feel this outside if it was that much, if it was this much magical power in this particular dungeon? Like, what's going on? And while they're trying to dispel it, they actually get cursed. And you see them start bleeding out of their orifices, their eyes, their mouth, and all that stuff. And so they have to stop. And immediately they turn around and they're pretty much surrounded by high orcs. Like, the little bit that they sent out as a test, now is all of them. And they all just standing there and like, yo, we can't let them surround us, because once they do, we're up out of here. We're unalived. And so we see one high orc step forward and does something weird with his head. He twitches a little bit. He tweaked out a little bit, and then he starts speaking to the hunters, and the hunters are able to understand him. Now, I thought this was just Sun Jinwoo's ability, who he could understand what the magical beasts were saying, but apparently, I guess they could talk in human tongues. I don't know if you got to be of a certain rank or if it's just a certain type of magical beast, but I'd be interested to see an explanation for that. I'm not gonna hold you, because like I said, I thought it was just Sun Jinwoo's ability, because that's what happened with the ice elves in the original dungeon in episode 1 and 2 of season 2. So interested to see how they talk about that. But pretty much the high orc gives him a proposition. He gives Sun Ki-hoon a proposition. He's like, look, we can unalive you right now, or you can come and talk with us. And Sun Ki-hoon was like, we'll come and talk with you. He's a very sensible young man. And he's just like, we'll come and talk with you. But he pulls Sun Jinwoo to the side, and he's like, hey man, as soon as the opportunity provides itself, we're going to attack him. And we're going to take him out. We're going to take out the boss. And he was just like, as soon as we do that, we're going to need you to pretty much go. And when we attack him, he probably won't be able to hold up the barrier that's prohibiting us from exiting. So we're going to need you to run out and go get the primary strike team to come clear this dungeon out. And Sun Jinwoo was like, hold on, so y'all planning on not making it out of the dungeon? And he's just like, yo, that's what we're trained for. Like, we're here to, he said the goal's not to make it out of the dungeon, the goal is to close gates. I was like, yo, that's a hard bar right there. I ain't gonna hold you. Not, the goal ain't to make it out. The goal is to close the gate. So that's what we finna do. And Sun Jinwoo just kind of was just like, Once again, still thinking about his squad in season 1 when they went to that double dungeon. It's just like, yo, like, I respect y'all. Like, you can see he was gaining respect for them. And then they proceed to walk into the high orc territory, and we are now entered into this like main area with somebody sitting on the throne, and pretty much says, "Welcome, humans." And the episode ends right there. And I ain't gonna lie, I was a little pissed. 'Cause I'm like, dang, I wanted to see at least see somebody get active a little bit. I mean, granted, the secondary strike team did get active in this episode, but I thought we was gonna see more from the high orcs once they got in there, see them get active a little bit. But I know next episode is probably gonna go off the rails, so I'm not even mad at it. I want Sun Jinwoo to pop out and show some people. You know what I mean? I need him to pop out and show these people who Sun Jinwoo really is. Like, I get the humility. I get it. You want to keep a low profile. You don't want everybody in your business. You just want to stay in the dungeons, fight, level up, do what you came to do, be S rank. I get it. You don't want to tie yourself down with attachments and all that stuff like that, sign into a specific guild or the association. I get all that. But show these jokers who you are, brother. Show them who you are, and then make them sign an NDA. That's why you gotta have your paperwork together. But yeah, man, this particular episode, I'm giving it a 9. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I love the levity in it. Thought it was good. I love the interaction between him and Hae-in. I like the interaction and the admiration he has now for the secondary strike team, and just kind of camaraderie he was building throughout the episode with different people. I really enjoyed that. And the way they made that like callback and that reference back to season 1, I thought was dope as well. I'm interested to see what the high orcs, I keep wanting to say high arc, but what the high orcs are gonna do. But yeah, man, hey, they ain't really let off the gas yet for real solo leveling. Even the chill episodes have been fun to watch. So let me know in the comments below how y'all feeling about this particular episode. I'm excited to see where we go in this season. If it's only going to be 12 episodes, I'm cool with that. If it's going to be 24, I'm in love with that idea. I would love for it to be 24 episodes. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see where this is gonna go. I'm excited to see how this story is gonna unfold and what level Sun Jinwoo is gonna get to by the end of season 2, and what powers and shadows he's gonna have by the end of season 2 as well. So I'm excited to see how the story unfolds. Like, share. Ooh, thought I had to sneeze. But don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you haven't already, hit that notification bell so that way you can be notified anytime we drop a new video on the channel, which is every day. So stay tapped in, stay locked in, stay tuned in, and never forget, it's FreeSoul to the show free. Let's get it.